Okay, so I don't think things through all the time. We have those days. Sorry about that random thought particle. This is one of the problems that you will have watching me on YouTube. I have a tendency to start a train of thought, get distracted, and find another train of thought. This is what we like to call ADS, which is attention deficit squirrel. Point in fact, where was I? Hey folks, this is Rob Baker. I am the KCC, your Kilted Celtic Craftsman. Welcome to Stone Circle Creations. Today I have a little bit of a problem. And that problem is I buy very quality equipment, but unfortunately there are times when that quality equipment, things like my little Gerber multi-tool, comes in very cheaply made material. I wear this thing on my belt every single day. There's never, very rarely I should say, a day where I don't have this on, save for the days I have my kilt on. Because as you can tell, these are some very, very small straps, okay? But after wearing this on my regular belt, on my pants, which I'm wearing today, I'm not wearing my kilt today, and I'll get into that in a moment. This material has worn completely through to the point where it's ready to fall apart and fall out. As a matter of fact, this button snap sometimes gets so loose that my multi-tool will fall out and hit the ground and I won't know it, because I'm so used to having that weight on my belt that it completely leaves my mind. The only way I know I've lost it is when I usually reach to grab it and it's not there anymore. Then I spend the next 20-30 minutes backtracking my steps trying to find out where the heck it dropped out. So today, instead of doing a resin turn or a lathe project, I'm going to take you to another side of creation that I like to do, and that's leather crafting. I'm going to make a hold-all for this that will fit both my regular service belt for my jeans, and it's going to fit my belt for my kilt, which is considerably wider, and I'll get those in a moment and show them to you. The other problem that I have with my kilt, and actually with my jeans, and because I'm recording on my cell phone, I can't show you this with my phone in it. This is my blankety blank case. I'm not allowed to show the name because I don't want people saying they're sponsoring me. But my blankety blank case for my cell phone represents the size of the phone that I've got in my pocket. I cannot find a decent belt holder for them. So today, while I'm leather crafting, what I was planning on doing was making something that'll fit both of my belts at once, and at the same time something that will hold my cell phone on my hip with my utility tool. That way I have both in one and I will not lose either. Trust me, one is my necessity everyday carry, the other is my electronic leash. If I do not have my electronic leash, I get in trouble at work. So come along with me. Thanks for joining in. Let's see what I can come up with in leather crafting, and I hope you enjoy this other side, one of the other sides, I should say, one of the other sides of my crafting world. Thanks for coming along. We're going to take a look at what I've got here. So my measurements are going to be 6 3/4 by 3.5 wide. That's the actual cover for, or the form for my cell phone. My cell phone is going to wrap over. I'm going to build a frame that is approximately 1/4 of an inch larger all the way around. And that frame is going to be glued and nailed together kind of like a window box, and it's going to sit over the base frame. The leather is going to sit right here. The box is going to go over the leather, force it over the wood, and shape it into place and allow it to dry. I don't want to use my blankety blank case because my blankety blank case belongs on my blankety blankin' phone. And I don't want to sacrifice my phone for 3 or 4 hours without its safety blankety blank case, because I am prone to dropping things. And my blankety blank blank on blank 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 and blank phone, also known as my electronic leash, needs to be protected, because there are times we are all tempted to chuck our phones across the room, and I at least want mine to bounce. Now that I've got all this sketched out, I can put my belt back on. I'm not going to switch to the kilt tonight because that just takes too long. I'm going to get to work on this, start clamping pieces together, and see how we do. You know, I just realized how silly I sounded a little bit earlier when I was calling this my blankety blank phone case. The entire idea of this channel, not only to share the crafting that I do and the ideas that I have, was to show you the equipment I use and name it. So I'm going to say now, hashtag not sponsored. Nobody sponsors me, folks. I'm sorry. All of this is out of my own pocket, which is why I have a regular, 2 to 11 job. This is an OtterBox phone case. I'm sorry about that earlier. It's even worse because I said blankety blank phone case and Gerber knife. Okay, so I don't think things through all the time. We have those days. I will get back to the project. I had to step away from the insanity that is my own head for a moment and realize I just sounded like an idiot. I'm sorry, folks. Let's get back to crafting.
We, as explorers of the mind, must devote our lives and energies to going further, to read the unexplored corridors in the hope of finding the final solution. as explorers of the mind, must devote our lives and energies to going further, to create unexplored.
We're going to soak our leather. This water's been warmed about a minute at a time till it's fairly warm, not uncomfortably so. But I want the outer piece, that's right. And the nice thing about leather is once it gets wet, it will probably fit into just about anything. Just about. I think I've gotten too small of a container. What do you think, folks? But the whole idea was to get leather that would be shaped into place. So let's go ahead. Oh, look at all those tiny little bubbles. I'm going to go ahead, hold that under for a couple of minutes, let some of those bubbles dissipate. That means the leather's soaking up the water again. And being out here in Arizona, a lot of it does. This shop is definitely dry, and unfortunately right now it's the only place I have to store my leather. So I have to be especially careful when shaping this so it doesn't go awry. That's a nice way to put it, awry. That is such a lovely word for catastrophic failure. I need more coffee.
As explorers of the mind, must devote our lives and energies to going further, to read the unexplored corridors in the hope of finding the final solution.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. evolution.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with
I don't know. I don't know.
Now, the video dropped out before I could finish the stitch work, and I apologize for that. But I did get this done. I got nice clean stitch work, as you can see, all the way through. Hopefully the camera is auto-focusing like it's supposed to do. I don't like the way this came out on these two rivets. There's a technique called pricking your leather, and no sniggering in the back there, I can see you. Where you set your holes first and then lay it down on the piece and sew. The only problem I've had is matching up the holes so I can sew. It's a technique that I'm still working on and I'm still learning. I haven't perfected it yet. So it's something that needs work, because what I should have done was carved out this part right along the edge to follow the stitch mark instead of putting these two rivets in. I rushed this. I wanted to get it done because it was getting late at night, and when you rush a project, it does not come out as pretty as you would like. I've still got some work to do with this. We're still going to keep going, but for those of you that have stuck this far, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to round out the corners on all four, because when I wear this, I don't want the leather digging into my hip when I lean forward or to the side. It's not beautiful. Okay, it's functional right now. It's sturdy. Oh my God, is it sturdy? I mean, it will not let my hand go, and I don't even have my utility knife in here yet. So when I put my phone in and run my belt through, this thing will hold in place. I mean, I could probably get away with doing a handstand if I knew how, and I were actually that athletic. And not have anything drop out of this. So that in and of itself is a good thing. I've got a good sturdy case that won't let my phone slip out, that won't let my utility knife slip out. But I'm gonna run a Q-tip with some dye along the stitch mark so I can cover up the little spots of natural leather that I've got showing. I'm gonna run the edge through a sander, get these things rounded out. Then I'm gonna burnish them, slick them, clean them up, and I have to dye the edges because I don't want natural leather showing. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Can do better, and I'm probably gonna be making a couple more of these. If anybody wants them, please let me know in the comments below. These would be, I won't put a price on them right now because this one took me a lot of time. The more I make them, the faster I will get, and we'll balance out, and we'll talk about, you know, we'll barter or we'll trade or we'll negotiate. But I do sell my work when it gets better. This one, just an experiment, just a first time because I've never made a phone case before. So I'll give that a try. I'm going to run leather conditioner over this. I'm not going to make my leather glossy or shiny. I prefer on my leather work for myself not to sparkle, not to be able to reflect the sunlight and blind passersby. I like feeling the wood grain. I like seeing the wood grain. George, you're in a wood shop, but you're not using wood. Get it right. Get it right. Sorry about that random thought particle. This is one of the problems that you will have watching me on YouTube. I have a tendency to start a train of thought, get distracted, and find another train of thought. This is what we like to call ADS, which is attention deficit squirrel. In fact, where was I? Okay, I don't like the gloss. I like being able to feel the leather grain in the art stuff that I work, but that's for me. I've had a couple of commissions before, and I do what the customer would like. So if you guys want any work done by me, let me know what you would like out of it, and I will do the absolute best I can, and I will definitely take a lot more time than I did on this one. This project so far, from building the frame up to shaping the leather to where we are right now, it's taken me about 4 or 5 hours, which is not bad, and I'm not done yet. All told, I'm probably going to put about 7 hours, 8 hours into this, because I am going to take my time in the finishing of the project. But other projects, when I'm doing for customers, I take much longer. I'm much more meticulous in detail, and those, I'm sorry, I'm not going to film those because my phone would blow up. If you have any questions or comments, do me a favor, please, and leave them down below. I also would like, if you have the time, just drop a line and say hi in the comments down below. YouTube's real nice, but they don't always let me know who's coming by. They don't let me know who my subscribers are, so I'd like to know who's watching my videos. Thank you very much for sticking so long. I am going to get back to this work. Bye. We're going to go ahead and call this project finished. It's good, secure, it's not going anywhere, and believe me, I'm trying. I think that's a good fit. What do you think, folks? It's a little bit wider than the phone is. That's a good thing because that gives it a little bit of, wiggle room to move around. You don't have to slot it perfectly. It's not going to hit your buttons. My sheath needs to be worked in a little bit. But not too bad. Well, folks, you have made it. We have all made it to the end of another crafting video. I really appreciate you folks sticking out with me. You have made it through my first leather crafting video. I haven't figured out how to do the shots yet. What would be more advantageous for showing you how I do my work? If you have any success, let me try that one again. Charge! That doesn't sound right. If you have any suggestions on shots you would like to see, camera closer, camera further away, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm still trying to figure out all this filmography stuff, videography, and I'm kind of winging it as I go along. To give you a quick shot of the project, so you know, it rides very well on the hip. It, as you can see, shifts back and forth on my regular belt. On my kilt belt, it will ride a lot better, but I need to work on that. That's a little too tight. Gonna have to work the leather end, stretch it out a little more. that'll come with time and using it more often than not. But thank you very much for joining me. This is Rob Baker. I am the KCC, your Kilted Celtic craftsman of Stone Circle Creations. If you get a chance, would you do me a favor, please? Go down below, leave a comment. Good or bad does not matter to me. Please pay no attention to the dog behind the curtain. She just wants to get involved. And ring that bell, hit that like or subscribe button, and if you do enjoy it, please share it with a friend. I really appreciate you folks being here. Thank you very much for coming along on this ride. You have a wonderful, wonderful evening, or a wonderful day, as the case may be. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and be safe out there. Bye, y'all.